Hola, ¿qué tal? Discúlpenme por esta tardanza. Teníamos que haber salido. Am I speaking Spanish? Yes, I'm speaking Spanish. Thank you. I'm so sorry for being this late. I'm about 20 minutes late. It's because we always transmit through another channel as well on More Yoga Wellness TV. And it has been just very difficult to connect to the live stream. So we were trying to fix that problem. We couldn't. I hoping that people from More Yoga will come to the Facebook group, and we will find the time to do a little bit of what we're doing here to do, which is work with our emotions, control, train our mind to find the right balance, to find the right connection, to find the right feeling. I mean, the feeling right with our own mind. That's the whole idea. Let me just check what Nora's saying here in the. I'm canceling. Let's put it. Okay, so we are working today, or focusing better, on finding our own truth and meaning. I think there is nothing more important than finding the reason why we do what we do, which is breathe and being alive. Why are we here? And how do we find that connection with ourself, with our life, with our purpose, if we somehow don't feel it? Now, if you are a human like me, you will realize that when things are not in the right place, we feel bad. It's not like we don't feel anything. We do feel something, but we feel not that good. And it feels very difficult to just deal with it with a everyday life. And that's when we begin to develop mental health situations, depression, anxiety, sadness. If, I mean, it could be an array of situations. Plus, if we add whatever happened in our past that stops us from really connecting with our own truth, trauma, an accident, illness, bad treatment, I mean, you call it, then we have like a massive amount of layers that is covering our ability to know what life is all about for us. Because that's another thing. What does it mean to us? What does it mean to you? What does life is meant to mean to you? And not about what somebody else's idea of a good life is. Because you could be surrounded by good life, by other people's uh, judgment of life. You could have a very good house, you could have a very good family, you could have everything in front of your table. I mean, and still it doesn't feel right. Or you can have a very good job, or you can have a very good family, and it still doesn't feel right. You could have a very good health and still doesn't feel right. So what does it make life to actually make it feel right? What happens? And how can we get there? I think it's from from my experience. I'm not a counselor, I'm not a psychologist, thank God for that. And I am here simply sharing my experience. I have dealt with very heavy trauma, very, very heavy trauma from PTSD, depression. I used to stutter so heavily because of the insecurity that I felt about myself, about being alive, about not understanding why I was on this planet, that it created such an insecurity of being that I couldn't express not even my name. It was so difficult to go out into the world and ask anything. I had to walk with a pad and a paper and a pen to write down whatever I wanted, because sometimes it was so stressful to go somewhere and not being able to express or say the first word. Just to, oh gosh, just to remember. I mean, it was stressful. So imagine how much have I done to come from not being able to say a word to not being able to shut up. It has been a massive transformation, a massive. So this is the kind of experience that I come here to share with you, because in all this process of finding our own truth, finding meaning, shedding layers of depression and anxiety and self-doubt and all that stuff that stops us from not knowing who we are, what are we doing here, what is our purpose, or what is the wood that we are made of. Because we find that we have the struggle. Obviously there must be struggle, because even the anxiety, even if you just have I don't know, bad breath, even if you just have such a bad breath that people don't want to even come and say hello to you, and you notice, because even you can smell it, you can smell your bad breath and you are so ashamed of that. That's a struggle, for example. But that's a struggle that you could say survivable. You don't have cancer or AIDS. You don't have another levels of paranoia with schizophrenia that needs to have you totally and completely sedated and under medication. I mean, whatever level of struggle you are experiencing is the level of struggle that right now is beginning to kind of nudge, like, hey, notice there is something not right, notice there is something you have to put attention, and notice there is something that you can make right. And this is what I come here today to present, an opportunity to make things right for ourselves. I've tried all kinds of methods, healing practices, meditations. I tried many holistic and natural approaches. I tried absolutely everything, from diets to habits to changes of thinking, rewiring my brain, absolutely everything. And the only thing that really made a consistent and what I would say is so consistent and real change was the ability to control my mind. And by controlling my mind, I'm not saying that I become its master. Well, in a way. It's about saying, you know something, mind? We are here on this game as a team. We have to play together. We have to understand each other, and we have to be able to work towards the same goal. You cannot be pointing south when I want to go north. Simple as that. And if every time that I say I want to do something, you come up with a, oh no, how could you? Who are you? I mean, no, 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 you're worthless. You don't do this, you don't do that. Well, we are not going to advance. So, what is the best way that I found to begin to train the mind to work as a team member of my life, and the other team member is the body, but the mind is the one that makes sense of everything that is going on in this reality in our life. I mean, it makes sense of life, of time, of dimension, of intention, of everything. I mean, it's what they make sense of what being alive it's all about. It doesn't mean that it's the captain of the ship, but it means that is the ship. I mean, it's the one that actually kind of makes everything happen. Now, the ship is the body, obviously the body, but just to not go philosophical, Tappilini, the practice that I come here to share with you, it's about working with our nervous system. That means that as we tap in different points, if you have done EFT before or tapping, you know what it's all about. It's very simple. It's about tapping. Tap, 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 tap. Not just randomly. We tap in specific points of our meridians. And as we tap in these meridians, in these meridian points, we stimulate certain organs in our body. It could be from the skin, as the skin is an organ, or it could be the liver or the heart. And each organ produces the hormones or the secretions that creates emotion, anger. I don't know how it works, to be honest. I mean, I have understood that because I've been studying the emotion factor for a while, and how everyone that talks holistically about illness connects with emotion, connects with how it relates to our emotions. Even not only holistically, there is a line of medicine called German New Medicine. If you have not heard of this, I would suggest that you Google it. German New Medicine by Dr. Is this German guy, Dr. what? Hammer, Dr. Hammer. Amazing stuff, because he talks about the conflicts that we create in our life, in the present, connected to whatever could have happened in our past. And because of that relationship of past and future, it just projects to the future. So whatever we want to do, it just feels affected by that conflict. Very, very interesting. So how do we begin to work with our mind? Very, very simple. With this mantra, we tap in different points, like the side of the eye, under the nose, chin, collarbone, heart, and under the arms, the ribs. And then we start again with the other hand. This is let's say, the electric part, the one that works directly with our nervous system, with the fight, flight, or freeze response of the nervous system. The other side is the mantra. You probably, if you have not been introduced to the power of mantra, I would consider that it would be difficult for you to trust or believe this amazing technique that ancient people gave us, which is the power of repetitive sounds creating waves that produces certain processes in the mind. Everything is sound. Why? Because everything is energy. Absolutely everything is energy. And energy, it's motion. Energy is in constant motion. Energy is not stagnant. Energy is constantly expanding, is constantly vibrating. It's motion. That's where it comes, from emotions. So when we are saying a mantra, when we are repeating a mantra, we are sending waves to our mind saying, I can deal with this. It's okay. I'm not alone. This is important for me. I can do it. And you begin to change the patterns that happens in your mind. Joe Dispenza says about creating new connections, new neurological neuropaths in our brain. And that happens as we begin to think a thought more often. So, for example, if I say to myself, I don't believe in myself, and that's the kind of thought I constantly think, well, that creates a very close a connection in my brain. When I start saying, I believe in myself, well, that's a new one. So that's difficult to kind of stay put, to actually feel natural. We have to, with using the power of repetition, create a stronger link in our brain. That is what mantras do. Mantras allows us to disconnect from the negative or not that beneficial ways of thinking to new ones. Let's call it just old, to new ones. So with Tappilini, this is what we do. Because if you are in a journey where you begin to realize that the struggle is not there as default, that you can actually do something about yourself, that you can actually begin to take a responsibility. And it takes very little because it begins with tiniest amount of responsibility. Something that says would be just, okay, I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to do something about it today, and I'm going to do something about it tomorrow. I'm going to continue doing something about it until it truly makes a difference in my life. That is the point of creating new habits, creating the ability to change our lives to the point where we feel that there is meaning, that we have the ability to find that meaning and find that connection and find the truth about who we are and what are we doing here. You think it's easy, for example, after coming through all the struggle, because I know that's you, somehow you are in that way, you come from all the struggle, and then healing the struggle is not enough, because it's not about not being ill. It's not about avoiding death. It's not about not having mental health. It's about what are you going to do with the new life. Okay, so you want to heal yourself. What for? Oh, I want to be happy. How do you want to be happy? Oh, I want to be healthy. Perfect. What do you want to do with your health? Okay, I don't want to worry. Oh, brilliant. So what do you want to do with your clarity? And then boing, we get another massive slap in our faces, because like a shit, I don't know what to do with myself. I mean, I thought that my struggle, my pain, my trauma and all that stuff, it gave meaning to my life, because it was all about healing that shit. So transcending those situations. But we realize that when we actually come to that point of saying, I'm healed. Oh, I am I transcended the pain, so I no longer struggle. You come with another, to another level of understanding, which is okay. So what's next? And that is the kind of meaning that we have to be prepared to face, because there is nothing more scary than fear of enlightenment. And you would say, how can I be fearful of enlightenment? That's all that I want. I want to be able to understand my life and myself. Yes, yes. You may want to understand yourself, and you may want to achieve a greater connection, not only with yourself, but with this universe and everyone around you. But also remember that if you are an old soul, if you have been on this journey many, and I mean many times before, it's very probable that in some of your past lives, being enlightened, thinking differently, um, being open to different understandings of consciousness and how nature communicates with us, is most probably is that you were shut down, if not killed or burned on a stake. So there is, by experience, the predisposition to not want to reach that point, because we know that once we reach the point, it only opens the door to more difficulty and more pain. And sometimes we think, well, you know something, not making waves, it's actually better, because I can live small and just enjoy being myself. Let's forget about being understand the whole life, or make or get a different meaning, or find the truth about this universe. Let's forget about that. Let's forget. It's not worth it. Let's forget about it. So imagine that you come to this life in the most difficult and challenging of moments, when it's more than any other time required that every single individual awakens to their own truth and their own power, because this boat is going down unless we have the ability to bring it up, and thrive, and not kill ourselves and this planet in the process. This is the moment. This is your moment. This is the time when we turn into simple, ordinary human beings, into the most extraordinary beings of this planet. If you believe that you come from an civilization that has transcended space and time to deliver pieces of information into your DNA, and that within your DNA there is this enough codex to begin to create the awareness of yourself and of this universe, that was planted or seeded by ancient civilizations from maybe another galaxies. If you feel that there is a lot more to yourself than simply what we've been told in the religious books, or interpreted, because it's not that the religious books are lying, it's just that they've been misinterpreted. We've been told that it's like this when reality is like this. And the same thing about the concept of ourselves is we are not this limited. We're actually massively expanded. But we have to begin to learn to accept it, to embrace it, to trust it. And this is where Tappilini can be so useful, because with Tappilini, we break the patterns from our physical body using the tapping. With the tapping, we break the connection of the fight, flight, or freeze response of the nervous system. That means that you don't want, or you don't react in a let's fight, let's kill everybody, or run away, or stay frozen in the moment. You actually can relax, look at the situation more closely, and begin to act in a more conscious way. This is what it's all about. This is all there is. This is the ability to know who we are, what are we doing here, which is generating the meaning. We have to find the meaning. We have to find meaning to our lives. We have to find the courage to embrace our truth. And for that, we're going to be Tappilini. If you have not done Tappilini before, and this is the first time encountering or finding this practice, take it easy. I would say the first step is for you to learn the mantra. Right now, unless you are in a very stressful or very extreme state of stress, tap. But just use one point. I would say the karate point is the safest, because you don't have to do much. You can just relax your arms on the sides of your body, close your eyes and tap. Once you have that, focus on the mantra. Guru, Guru, Vaheguru, Guru Ramdas Guru. And I'm going to put it here so you have it. Guru, Guru, Vaheguru, Guru Ramdas Guru. Vaje, Vaje, that's Vaje, but I'm going to put it because that's in Spanish. That's for the Spanish class. So in English would sound more like this. Guru Guru Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru. And what we are saying or trying to convey with this mantra, it's how is it in English? White sage is that, or that is he or she who serves the universe. Isn't that cool? But that's only kind of the meaning behind the words, but what it does, what this mantra does, it's like abracadabra in consciousness. It's like, let me open doors, and let me open doors high to my supraconsciousness and down into my subconscious. And when I have this connection of above and below, and I'm right in the middle, and I'm opening myself to receive and to let go simultaneously, magic happens. Magic happens. I've been practicing this mantra, Guru Guru Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru, since 2009 consistently. At the beginning was the savior, was definitely my savior, was definitely what made things survivable. Yeah, that's what allowed me. I remember days where I just couldn't. I didn't understand what was going on. Why do I feel so shit? There were days when things were very, very, very dark in my life. And I remember the first time that I did this mantra, and all the magic that this mantra offers, the different aspects of why 5 times in one breath. First, each sound, gu, ru, darkness to light, ram, das, masculine, feminine, vahe, it's about connection. I mean, and you begin to see, and they say we repeat 5 times in one breath. The level of the waves that we create. Whoa, that is magical. And then we repeat the mantra 5 times in one breath, 108 times. And then you begin to understand the reason, or the why these numbers, why 108, why 5 times in one breath, why this wave of repetition. But you don't have to understand it, you have only to feel it. And that is what we're going to be doing today. So I'll invite you to join me and do this meditation practice methods together. We're going to start by tuning in. So bring your palms together in prayer position, which is this. Take a deep breath in. I'm going to switch the mantra, because this is the mantra for tuning in. So inhale, exhale, inhale to begin. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. One more time. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. One more time. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale deep and hold. Slowly exhale and relax the posture. And now we're going to move a little bit, just a little bit, because you've been sitting for 30 minutes, and like me, you're already a little bit stiff. Oh God, yes. So move, extend your legs, extend your arms, stretch to one side, stretch to the other. We're gonna flex our spine for a little bit less than a bit of, like for a minute. So bring your hands to your ankles or to your knees, and we're gonna flex the spine. I'm gonna move back so you can see. Oh, let me take this off. Yes. So what are we doing? We're flexing the spine, which is like this. Inhale to the front. Exhale to the back. And use your arms to bring your chest forward and exhale back. Remember that we are working with our nervous system. We are working with our emotions. So we have to prepare the body. This is not just exercise. What we are going to be doing is working with one of the most precious aspects of ourselves, our consciousness. Kundalini Yoga is the science of consciousness. Close your eyes, focus on your third eye. Make sure that every vertebra has movement. From your hips all the way to your shoulders. Inhale front. Exhale. And now, hands to the shoulders. Bring your thumb behind you, rest of the fingers to the front. And we're gonna go inhale, left, exhale, right. And make sure that your head follows. And powerful breathing. This actually feels very good, especially in the lower back. Inhale front. Exhale, relax the posture. And let's begin. Let's prepare for Tappilini. So either sit on the floor. You can actually have something in the back if you want to rest your back on something. I honestly don't mind. Sometimes when I do my Tappilini in the morning, I kind of rest my back because I'm working with my emotions. So if you want to do that, absolutely fine. Get comfortable. I'm going to put the audio, and I will give you cues of which tapping point follows. If it is the first time you're doing something like this, take it easy. I would say if it's the first time, focus on the mantra. The mantra might sound too complex or complicated to repeat, but your mind will very naturally go into it if you continue. If you constantly allow yourself to try and give it a try, it will come to a point when you will do it. It will happen. It's not that difficult. I mean, hello. It's a mantra. So if you have any questions, please put it on the comment section below. And let's get ready. Are you ready? Remember, this is like a gate. It's a gate of consciousness to allow yourself to understand better who you are, what are you doing here, and how can you make sense of everything that is happening in your life. I really hope that this process gives you answers and gives you also access to your inner strength. Karate point. Guru Guru Vaheguru Guru Ramdas Guru 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 Vaheguru Guru Ramdas Guru. Karate point the other hand. Guru Guru Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru 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 Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru. One more time, change hand. Guru Guru Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru 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 Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru. Top of the head. Guru Guru Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru 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 Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru. Eyebrows. Guru Guru Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru 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 Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru. Temple. Guru Guru Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru 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 Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru. Cheekbone. Guru Guru Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru 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 Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru. Upper lip. Guru Guru Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru 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 Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru. Chin. Guru Guru Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru 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 Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru. Guru Guru Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru 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 Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru. Heart. Guru Guru Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru 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 Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru. Guru Guru Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru 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 Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru. Top of the head with your hand. Guru Guru Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru 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 Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru. Eyebrows. Guru Guru Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru 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 Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru. Guru Guru Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru 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 Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru. Guru Guru Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru 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 Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru. Upper lip. Guru Guru Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru 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 Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru. Guru Guru Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru 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 Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru. Guru Guru Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru 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 Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru. Heart. Guru Guru Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru 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 Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru. Guru Guru Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru 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 Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru. Guru Guru Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru 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 Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru. Eyebrows. Guru Guru Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru 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 Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru. Guru Guru Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru 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 Vahe Guru Guru Ramdas Guru. Guru Guru Vaheguru Guru Ramdas 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 Guru eyebrows Guru Vaheguru Guru Ramdas Guru 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 finally Guru Vaheguru Guru Ramdas Guru 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 and inhale deep. Well, this is just the beginning. This is just a taste of what Tappilini is. I'll invite you to go to the website, tappilini.com. I'm sorry that I didn't put the audio, the mantra at the beginning. But you can go to the website and download the audio for free. Not this version, but there is another version that you can download for free. So I hope that this was helpful. I hope that you enjoyed it. And I really look forward to hear back from you. Until next time, namaste, Satnam, hasta la próxima. Ciao.